change things. And I don't know. I think that's still the case. It definitely is.
Grab you a copy.
It's just, maybe it's more complicated, you know? Like, we have we have wins since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been a lot of backpedaling. I was just reading today about the guy who's running the EPA. He's just like rolling back all these regulations on things like things that been proven to cause people cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like anything to serve the corporations. That's what they're about.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to protect the health of individuals, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to see that over and over and over again, those kind of losses.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not even talking about climate change at this point.
Yeah.
Like the big kind of global. We're just talking about pollution. This is something we figured out in 1950, and we still can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, and like maybe this is true of someone, you know. Lately, I haven't been as engaged in environmental activism. I'm more of like an abolitionist and prison advocate. So I haven't been as involved in environmental work, but I think it's still important. Can the world change? I think it's like we have to change, and our society has to change, and like our communities need to change, and the way we interact with each other.
People need to stop being afraid. Yeah. They need to stop being afraid of what other people are gonna think, because I feel like the things that we think that we're alone. People don't understand. They don't get it, and I think there are people that do. They are just afraid to step out of their comfort zone to say, I am a part of this movement. I have the same mindset, and I want to do something about it, but they're afraid.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Probably because they don't want to get killed. Probably because they don't want to be pointed at, looked at like they're an alien. When people are afraid, they hide. They hide who they are. They hide their beliefs, and they keep their mouth shut. But there are other people also that are afraid, and that moves them to do the unthinkable and be like, hey, I'm done, and I'm tired of being afraid. There's something that needs to be done. There needs to be a change. I have a lot of beliefs. I have a lot of things that I wish that could be changed in the world, and I think I state that in my poems.
Yeah.
I think you do too. Like I said, that's I was able to pull that out and say in the Narrows, this is where you talk about that.
Yeah.
And you showed, like, it was a lot of back and forth, like, no, we're not going to do it, we're going to do it, like, let's do it. And then Sim, and then Prue, and then Homeboy, like, everybody got on board, and, like,
you're right.
we're taking all these motherfuckers down.
They burned the factories. I'll give it.
And then that's how it ends, where Sim, homegirl Sim, and I hate to, like, but hopefully this behooves you, like, it moves you, I should say, to be like, I'm gonna go get the Narrows. Like, it ends with Sim getting on a boat and finding Prue and going to that next world and continuing to bring the man down. So, with that being said, I think that will open up for me to tell Maggie to share her truth. Would you like to share an insert from your book, The Narrows?
Yeah. I picked,
maybe stand up.
I could stand. That's a good idea.
If you want. Wait, let me make sure. Let me see how. Make sure catch. If you stand up, what will happen? Nah. Alright, I know what I'll do.
I can sit.
You want to sit?
Yeah, I'll sit. Use the firelight here.
Alright. Don't burn the book.
Yeah, right. I picked the part where Sim, like, first accepts her sexuality. Because she's been kind of...
1 second, man.
Yeah.
I want to capture this. Full speed ahead.
It's interesting. I haven't read this in so long.
Whenever you're ready.
Alright. It was early. From the bathroom window, Kai's herb spirals looked like fuzzy corkscrews haloed in the soft morning light. Sim could barely spare them a glance. She hardly noticed the chill in the air, or the calming scent of lavender coming through the open window, or the pixie dragons that were just beginning to sing their tribute to the new day. She'd lain awake the entire night before, thinking about what she could say to make Wood stop being mad at her. Then she started to think about how Wood talked a little faster when she was nervous, as if she was afraid that she wouldn't get all of her words out. She thought about Wood's goofy smile and the nerdiness that hardly anyone but Sim ever got to see. When Sim closed her sleepless lids, all she could picture were the amber eyes that sent her stomach reeling whenever she looked into them. She thought about the look on Wood's face when she'd offered her the wand, and went back to the conversations they had had, imagining what she could have said to make herself sound smarter. When Sim finally arose, she slipped out of bed an hour earlier than she needed to, just so that she could get to Stein's Cafe before she went to work, in case Wood came in for a morning coffee. And now Sim stood at the mirror, realizing that she couldn't deny it any longer. The whirling in her stomach, the fire in her veins, the way her throat closed at Wood's slightest touch, these were not just feelings of friendship. She was in love, completely head over heels in love in a way that she had never imagined to be possible. An endless yearning to be with Wood, to hold her, to touch her, throbbed through Sim's body with a constant, painful yet pleasant ache. She'd been telling herself that this was just because they were really great friends, but she'd always known in her heart that it wasn't true. Sim frowned into the bathroom mirror, looking for something to show that she was diseased or demonic. She was in love with a girl, another girl, and so much so that she wanted all of it to just go away, but she couldn't keep ignoring the feelings that she'd been denying for so long. A shudder rocked her body. She didn't want this. She covered her face with her hands. She perched her elbows on the edge of the sink and leaned forward onto them. Tears burned at her eyelids. Inhaling deeply, she switched on the sink and splashed cold water onto her face again and again. She would not cry about this. Sim sat on the edge of the tub and threw her towel onto the toothpaste-stained faucet. The worn wooden floor swam under her gaze, and she demanded to know why she couldn't be satisfied with what she had, talking with Wood and laughing with her and just hanging out. A storm of emotions pushed Sim's mind to its stretching point. Relief at not having to suppress her feelings anymore. Guilt because she knew those feelings were wrong. Anger when she realized with an iron determination that no, she couldn't be wrong. She couldn't be damned for something that she had no control over. And then there was only the anger. Anger at the world for telling her she shouldn't be who she was. Anger at the priests who proclaimed she would burn for eternity, just like those who chose to steal and murder. Anger at the mind healers who insisted that loving someone of the same gender was an insanity and were looking for a potion to cure it. Well, they might as well join the alchemists in their search for gold. Because Sim wasn't wrong, she wasn't evil, and she wasn't insane. She was just herself, or trying to be, finally. But what would Kai say? Or Cater? Or Azur? Or Prue? Even Prue would start to look at her differently once she found out. That's what scared Sim more than anything, that she would somehow be changed in the eyes of her friends. She could never tell Wood, but eventually she might realize, and then Sim stood too quickly. Black dots swirled before her eyes. She held onto the sink so that she wouldn't fall, washed her face again, tried to compose herself. She could figure this out later. No one needed to know about it. She forced the thoughts to go away, made her mind go blank. Sim brushed her teeth, spit into the sink, put away the toothpaste, shut the cabinet, and there was her reflection again. Normal, except for the reddish tinge to her eyes and cheeks. Thanks. Whew.
So we made it in time. We got 20%
Nice.
left. So, Maggie,
Yeah.
I thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for coming out and sharing. And coming out and having a conversation with the Bard. That's what it's all about. I hope you guys got something from this. I hope you had fun.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it brought you back
Great
to
conversation.
good times, not so much bad times.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to my very first episode of Conversations with the Bard. I hope you can come out one of these days and have a conversation, a beer, a coffee, bottle of water with the Bard.
Hell yeah. I can't believe
Bottles up.
my hippie ass Stanley.